right now, and you'll have amazing luck for an entire week. Sweet mother of cheese! Only a few drivers in the world are crazy enough to do this. These maneuvers may seem easy when seen in movies, but are very difficult to pull off in real life. So you've got to be absolutely blown away by these god-level drivers doing unbelievable things. Number 10. Jessica Hawkins, fastest lawnmower. Accelerating faster than some supercars, Honda's Mean Mower V2 is no ordinary lawn tractor. With British stunt driver Jessica Hawkins in the driver's seat, this mean grass-cutting machine broke the Guinness World Record for fastest lawnmower acceleration. It took Hawkins 6.29 seconds, based on an average of 2 runs, to go from 0 to 100 miles an hour on the Honda Mean Mower V2 and clinch the world record. To reach a top speed of 150 miles an hour, the Honda Mean Mower was outfitted with a 200 horsepower 4-cylinder engine from Honda's CBR 1000RR sport bike, making it the fastest lawnmower on the planet. Yes, it can cut grass just like any other lawn tractor, otherwise the title wouldn't hold. However, you lawn aficionados won't be able to tend to your lawns at triple-digit speeds, as this mean mower is not commercially available. Number 9. Gudbjorn Grimson, hydroplaning. For Europe's northern people, motorsports look like this. The region's top extreme formula off-road racers turn up to remote locations up north and test themselves in some of the most unconventional racing environments. Their race cars, usually bespoke buggies and monster vehicles packing gobs of horsepower and nitrous, are pushed to the very limit. You simply just have to see it to believe it. When those huge knobby tires hit the water, the sheer speed and power from the nitrous-infused Chevy or Chrysler V8s help create a hydroplaning effect that makes the cars keep on racing across the water, like skipping stones. Extreme Formula off-road racer Gudbjorn Grimson set the world record for the longest distance a vehicle traveled over water. In his off-road buggy powered by a monster 1,600 horsepower twin-turbo Nelson racing engine, Gudbjorn Grimson cleared a 1,001-foot, 305-meter-long river in Iceland to set the world record at the first official speed of 54 miles an hour, or 87 kilometers an hour. That was no small feat. One wrong move, and both Grimson and his buggy would have had to be recovered from the bottom of the river. Number 8. Eric Almirola, fastest bowling strike. This is how pro bowler Jason Belmonte and NASCAR star racer Eric Almirola made the world's fastest bowling strike in Go Bowling history. The thunderous strike, delivered from a speeding Ford Mustang going 140 miles an hour, knocked down all 10 pins lined up on the Charlotte Motor Speedway's finish line. In the game of bowling, achieving such a perfect strike requires a delicate balance of speed and aim, typically requiring the bowling ball to travel at a steady speed of only 18 miles an hour. And just so you appreciate how crazy of a challenge smashing all 10 pins at 140 miles an hour is, the bowler here had no control over his strike speed, and the driver could do little for the aim. After only a few tries, Almirola was able to get his Ford Mustang to the perfect path and speed once they got around to that long straightaway, and Belmonte knew exactly when and how to release the ball for the perfect strike at a whopping 140 miles an hour. Number 7. Travis Pastrana, Stuntin' Hoon. When pro racer Travis Pastrana was invited to take over hooning duties from Ken Block in the 11th installment of Hoonigan's Gymkhana series, he made it the biggest and best episode. For his premiere run, Pastrana did a hometown shred of his childhood town in Annapolis. His 862 horsepower Subaru WRX STI was tweaked to do some of the most unbelievable stunts, which included everything Pastrana had ever wanted to do at his home turf. Most of what he did wasn't street legal. Gymkhana fans have seen Block do it all: burning rubber, drifting and sliding all over an industrial complex, donuts and even more donuts. And then there was his wildest feat ever when he jumped in front of an approaching train. Enter Pastrana, dubbed Ken Block's polar opposite, and all that vomit-inducing stunting reached new heights with a 120-foot jump across Annapolis's Ego Alley waterway, a 360-degree spin jump combo, and some high-speed jumps. Watch how he comes dangerously close to the waterfront edge and nearly drops the car into the water. And check out this donut madness. I can watch him do this all day. Number 6. Saudi youths sidewalk skiing. This is what a joyride looks like in Saudi Arabia. Stunts like these are popular hobbies amongst Saudi youths, and the world can't seem to get enough of their daring performances. This is mental. Only an adrenaline junkie will want to balance their vehicle on 2 wheels and keep driving that way. It takes an insane level of driving skill to steer the vehicle that way. Crazier still is being able to keep the car upright on 2 wheels with the passengers hanging dangerously out onto the windows and chassis in the elevated side. The driver here is so confident that he can drive that way long enough for these guys to do a wheel change while the vehicle is in motion. Cool! Number 5. Terry Grant barrel roll. Now, this is one of those stunts which we often see in action films like James Bond, but are incredibly difficult to pull off in reality. Enter stunt driver Terry Grant. He's going to attempt the daring and gravity-defying stunt in a production car, which is actually available on the market, his Jaguar E-Pace. Engineers at Jaguar had to include some safety modes on the vehicle to make it ready for the stunt, and Grant had to prep for 6 months to be sure he could handle the G-forces involved when performing this particular maneuver. Everything set and ready to go, Grant drove the red Jaguar up one ramp, turning 270 degrees in the air, and landed safely on a second ramp, some 15 meters away, to complete the stunt in spectacular style. The record-breaking jump lasted only under 2 seconds, but Terry Grant is said to have endured more than 5 Gs of force during the performance, which is just as well considering that he is a multiple record holder. Most humans start to pass out when subjected to a sustained acceleration of only a few Gs of force. Number 4. Stunt riders nose wheelie. Granted, we don't actually drive motorcycles, but if you're gonna ride yours like this, then you sort of earn a spot on a list, such as this. This is quite literally the opposite of a wheelie. Call it a stoppie or end over end, whatever. You're going to get that weird feeling that you're about to flip over, fall on your face, and kiss the ground. Mwah. So, you can imagine just how much more difficult it must be to pull the perfect nose wheelie. It takes good technique and consistent practice, and being able to do it like a pro is a reward in itself. It looks good, and it definitely feels good. Number 3. Forklift ninjas crime busting. There are countless videos out there showing forklift operators messing up and some having the worst possible days at work. But not the forklift drivers working at DEK Hardware Supply Store in Ostrovrhushcho, Czech Republic. These guys command their bobcats like true ninjas, and at one time they were able to box in a getaway vehicle with just 3 swift maneuvers on their forklifts. Check this out. The red car pulling in next to that white van here is the getaway vehicle. Men who had been seen alighting from it were caught trying to steal equipment from the van. They tried to quickly get away, but the warehouse worker who spotted them had already alerted his colleagues of the suspects trying to escape. That's when the quick-thinking forklift drivers jumped into action. One driver cut them off before they could make the exit at the farthest end. The suspects then quickly retreated to try their luck at the other side of the lot, but a second forklift driver blocks that end as well. And when a third forklift driver joined in to block the suspects from behind, it was checkmate in 3 moves. You gotta admit, it's not every day you see forklift drivers saving the day like absolute legends. Number 2. Harpreet Devi driving in reverse. The dynamics of driving in reverse are such that they make it difficult to work out the steering, or at least that's what's been the experience of most new drivers. To put it simply, most new drivers are, unsurprisingly, under the impression that when driving in reverse, turning the steering wheel to the right makes the car go left, which is incorrect. These are things that India's Harpreet Devi is all too familiar with. He's been driving his car in reverse since 2003, and he drove this way every time he was behind the wheel. He had his Fiat modified to have only 1 forward drive gear and 4 reverse gears, which could take him up to 50 miles an hour in reverse. The local government gave him a special permit so he can cruise about in reverse and not have to be looking over his shoulders all the time.
Before we move on, I've got a little challenge for you that'll take 5 seconds to complete. So here's the deal. You just leave a like on this video, smash that subscribe button and hit the notification bell, and you will get 25 years of amazing luck. Try it, it really works.
Number 1. Turbine blade shipping. Have you seen how huge wind turbine blades are transported? Even one of these blades can weigh up to 12 tons, and the lengths of more than 100 meters are possible. As you may expect, these weights and extreme lengths make hauling wind turbine blades on windy roads quite challenging to coordinate, but not impossible if you have specialized trailer truck equipment. You're also going to need a very skilled driver. Watching these drivers try to navigate narrow village streets, sharp corners, bridges, roads with overhead obstructions, and windy mountain passes can be an incredible thing. This is some serious driving.